sprawls a uniquely American city. One of the fastest growing, most prosperous in America. Built around the blazing glitter and excitement of giant resort hotels, world-class entertainment, and high-stakes casino gambling. Nearly 1 million people living and working, thriving in a geographically remote desert city, and entertaining over 20 million guests every year. It could only happen here. International Video Network welcomes you on this video visits tour of Las Vegas, only in America.
Las Vegas is a whole different world.
Everything here is extremely extravagant.
Actually, for a New Englander, it's kind of weird.
I left my girlfriend home, brought my mother. I figured it'd be a little cheaper.
I like the lights, I like the people, I like the glamour.
Every month, more than 5,000 people relocate to Las Vegas and surrounding Clark County, Nevada. Major companies are moving in. Hundreds of small companies start up every year. The city's cultural life is rich and varied. Natural beauty abounds. And recreationally, there's just about every outdoor activity under the sun. But most of all, people the world over come to the entertainment capital of America for the fun, thrills, and non-stop action of casino gambling. It's arguably the hottest, most exciting playground on the planet. How did Las Vegas evolve from a sun-parched road stop in the barren Nevada desert? What makes it the uniquely American success story it is today? And what is its future? The Nevada Museum and Historical Society seems a logical place to begin answering these questions.
Historically, since about 1000 AD, the area has been a hunting and gathering range for the southern Paiute people. Las Vegas is a Spanish word which actually means meadow. And in fact, in the middle of this desert, Las Vegas Valley, there were actually several springs, gushing springs, that created a sort of narrow winding creek that terminated in a large meadow area. And it was an area that was used seasonally by southern Paiute peoples and others that lived in the area at the time.
Las Vegas, one of the oldest towns in Nevada, is located in the southwestern corner of the state, just under 300 miles east of Los Angeles. The first mention of the area came in 1829 as a caravan of traders on the Spanish Trail, the main route through the region to California, reported camping in a spring-fed meadow. But the first real attention came to this grassy oasis not far from the Colorado River in 1844, when the Western pathfinder John C. Fremont formally recorded the name Las Vegas in his best-selling report of his travels. In 1855, Mormon missionaries to the Paiute Indians tried their hand at farming here. They established this adobe fort and trading post to serve travelers on the trail. But their efforts failed, and 2 years later, they were called home to Utah. The area's first permanent settler, Octavius Decatur Gass, added on to the Mormon fort, and in 1865, he homesteaded 640 acres of meadowland to create Las Vegas Ranch. The ranch changed hands twice again before the Salt Lake to Los Angeles Railroad arrived in 1905. With the railroad came the land speculators, developers, gamblers, and visionaries. In May of that year, over 1,000 investors assembled to bid for lots along Fremont Street, and the town site of Las Vegas was born. Growth proceeded at a measured pace until 1928, when Congress approved the Boulder Canyon Project Act, bringing thousands of workers for the most ambitious dam building project of the time, Boulder Dam. Now known as Hoover Dam, this incredible 727-foot high concrete edifice held back the Colorado River less than 30 miles southeast of town and created Lake Mead, the largest man-made lake in the Western Hemisphere. Though the dam was crucial to the town's growth, perhaps the most pivotal event in the history of Las Vegas came in 1931, when the Nevada legislature legalized gambling. While the rest of the nation struggled through the Great Depression, Las Vegas got a jolt of financial energy from the combination of the dam's federal funds, jobs, population influx, and gambling revenues. The casinos multiplied along Fremont Street, and the 5 blocks of downtown Las Vegas became known as Glitter Gulch. The town not only survived, but actually prospered during one of the most difficult periods in America's history.
This structure behind me was built in 1931 in Boulder City when they were building Hoover Dam. It was a railroad station. In 1974, they donated the building to the museum down here, and it was brought down on our property. It was our exhibit hall until they built this new building for us. This museum is the Clark County Heritage Museum. It has a whole history in Nevada here on the property. They say when you come through the gate, you're going back in time, which is true. When you look at all these historical homes and you go through our new building, you're really back in time.
Today's blazing skyline began in the early 40s and continued to be fueled by post-World War II prosperity. Starting April 3rd, 1941, with the first full-fledged resort, El Rancho Vegas, new hotels sprung up just about every week. The Strip was born. The Last Frontier, the Flamingo, the Thunderbird. A city-sponsored image-building campaign was launched to attract visitors. The biggest names in entertainment were booked, and 1 million watts of neon lit up the desert sky. The director of the Las Vegas News Bureau remembers.
In 1946, Bugsy Siegel, the supposedly member of Murder Incorporated who had shifted his operations from the east to the west coast, recognized the potential for a big casino-operated hotel in Las Vegas. And he built and opened the Flamingo Hotel, which is still the Flamingo Hilton today. But that was the first of what we called, in those days, the carpet joints, in that they had carpeting on the floor in the casino. The rest of them had sawdust or bare wood or something like that. This was a carpet joint, and this was a highly respected and a novel step for Las Vegas hotels. And I have always felt that if Las Vegas ever gets into building statues to its heroes, the first one ought to be Bugsy Siegel, because he did have the foresight to recognize that the United States, coming out of the privations of World War II and being ready to celebrate the exultation of victory in World War II, was going to have a good destination. He recognized that and built a palace to greed, if you will, but nevertheless it was the real forerunner of the plush Las Vegas property. In 1952, on the same day, as a matter of fact, in December of '52, the Sahara Hotel and the Sands Hotel both opened. And the Sands went on to become very famous for the entertainments and the entertainers that they brought in. Frank Sinatra, John F. Kennedy was a frequent visitor there. Of course, Sammy Davis, the Rat Pack, Peter Lawford, Buddy Lester, people like that. And here you had a city that was in the middle of the desert, had what appeared to be an attractive style of life, an escape, if you will. Come to Las Vegas for a few days, have good dinner, have good shows, gamble if you wanted to. We had swimming pools, we had a lot of activities in the area, but mostly we had legal casino gambling.
By the end of the 50s, Las Vegas was established as the entertainment capital of the world. The resorts increased in number and expanded in size. Both the federal and state authorities passed and enforced strict legislation to effectively eliminate the mob element and make gambling in Nevada a legitimate and respectable industry. Enter Howard Hughes. In 1966, this eccentric millionaire came to town, secluded himself in a suite of rooms and began buying up resorts along the Strip. Hughes Summa Corporation was one of the first to put that legitimate business face on the gambling industry, opening the doors to large publicly owned corporations. And big business it is. Recording over $10 billion yearly in resort and gaming revenues.
I'm not real sure of the history of Las Vegas, but I would think that it all started here.
Fremont Street, at the heart of what is today called Downtown Center, has given up much of its Old West flavor, but it's still undeniably Glitter Gulch. It's the world's largest open-air mall of gambling casinos.
Open 24 hours a day. You can drink 24 hours a day. Right.
But it's usually pretty exciting, anywhere from after sundown to sunrise.
Casino Center is the new name for downtown Las Vegas. But round the clock, it's the same old games. Blackjack, roulette, craps, poker, and lots of slots.
I won $1,600 on one machine. I won $2,500 on another one.
And having a good time. Haven't won anything yet.
I won $600 on one, and then I hit two other ones for $960.
Each hotel has its own special flair. And it would be difficult to find a more eclectic mix of styles and decor. Downtown has a very special flavor all its own. A kind of raucous New Year's Eve party every night, all night. Illuminated by hundreds of miles of neon tubing and millions of light bulbs. Stan Forrest of the Young Electric Sign Company shed some light on the subject.
The principle of glass blowing is the same now as it's always been. It's heating the glass evenly all the way around it, just let it flow by itself, just its own weight. And blow it out. When I started in this business, that was when I was in junior high school. Long time ago. And this is the only thing I've ever done. I've always been around the sign business all the time. But this is what they call custom work here, where everything is different. Anything you can draw in the form of a letter or a picture or something, we reverse it on a pattern and do it upside down and backwards. Anything you can make, we can make. In my opinion right now, the Rio sign, it's a beautiful, beautiful sign. And the halo lights around the building, it stands out like no other sign in Las Vegas.
The Strip runs 3 miles south from downtown along Las Vegas Boulevard, lined with huge, luxurious, and world-famous resorts and casinos.